Oh, you know what? He wants the free surfer to get out of here. He is totally in the contest area, telling all the bodyboarders what's happening. Though, see that rip current coming in? That's what all the free surfers are falling into, and that current's going to push them right into the contest area. So the lifeguards are going to head on out there as Jackson is getting situated. Great show right there from Alex Uranga. Unfortunately, he did not make it through. Guilherme did make it through. So tomorrow, first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock, we're going to start off with the quarterfinals, man on man. The first heat of the morning. You do not want to miss it. PLC versus Ben Player. Oh, my goodness. That is going to be amazing. Next, we're going to see Dave Winchester and Uri Valadao. But again, Guilherme Tamega advancing on to the quarterfinals. A great showing. Look at that sportsmanship right there. Two fierce competitors. They know when it's game on, they are in full contest mode. But when the horns end, you know what? They're good people all around, both of these guys. Guilherme Tamega advancing on out of that heat. Woo! Steve Action Jackson, are you back?
Yes, I am back. Nuts down on the ground level, on the beach, in the competitors area. That was one heck of a heat that we just saw.
Oh, goodness. Listen up, people. This is not over yet. We have one more heat out in the water, and if anything is going to be like what we just saw back and forth, first and second, you are going to see Mark McCarthy and Jose Otavio go head-to-head. And Action Jackson, we're going to get a rider from Ecuador to come in here and just tell us about what he has in store, hopefully either a GQS or a Grand Slam series to head into Ecuador. But first, take a look. Mark McCarthy in the red jersey. He is definitely a contender from South Africa versus the Brazilian.
We've seen some solid things out of both of these riders thus far in competition. Here they are, round 6. One advances on, one's going home.
Oh, no. This is the last heat of the day. Round number 6, heat number 4. Mark McCarthy in red. Jose Octavio in yellow. The local guy versus a South African. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have heat number 4 of round number 6 out in the water. This is a 30-minute heat. Here's a look at Mark McCarthy's first wave that we had going on. He banked a reverse. Did he pull it all the way around? Yes, he did. Not super clean, but he did pull it off. So Mark McCarthy has his first wave under his belt. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. These are seriously some tough conditions out here for most of these big wave riders.
There you can see our two riders out in the water cruising the lineup. The heats that brought these riders here were very interesting. Mark McCarthy had a hotly contested heat. Jose Otavio pretty much ran away with his heat, just coming out and dominating the young local. So the one wild card advanced on, the trialist wild card, he got sent packing.
Yeah, unfortunately for that, but here we are. We're in live hot action right here. Mark McCarthy, he is up and riding, finds a nice speed line, comes around the section. What's he going to do? Another pump right there, and not much at the end of that wave for Mark McCarthy. Action Jackson, at the end of this heat, we'll get Pulmon from Ecuador in here, as we don't want to ruin any of the action right here. Yellow through the lip roll right there for Jose Otavio.
Quick wave exchange there from the Brazilian and the South African. Mark McCarthy with not much on his wave. Jose Otavio getting on the board with a nice solid roll. We'll see how that scores with the judges. Here in the early going, about 27 minutes left in this 30-minute heat, so plenty of time. These guys are probably going to flip-flop back and forth, trading waves. We'll see how it all pans out in the end. But a little bit of a lull right now, Manny. And all our riders can really do is wait and hope that they're in position when the waves kick back up again. We're seeing a little bit of a lull between the sets the last few heats as this new swell starts to fill in.
Well, we're crossing our fingers as we will go live tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock with the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Through the lip roll right there for his first wave in the yellow, the local boy, Jose Otavio from Brazil, holding steady on his home turf. We're waiting for the scores to drop. Another look at the wide shot. Again, we rolled up. The waves were flat. I was ready to go get my snorkel and fins, but you know what? The waves have picked up throughout the day. The swell is coming in slowly but surely, and that's where we are right now. Heat number 6, round number 4 out in the water, 26 minutes remaining. Mark McCarthy leading the charge.
Mark McCarthy with a 4.2 and a 1.08 for a combined 5.28 here in the early going. Jose Otavio with a 4.75 on his first wave, but no secondary score to back it up. So Mark McCarthy in the early lead right now with just under 26 minutes remaining. And Mark really hoping to continue and have a good result here. He came into this event ranked 6th on the World Tour. And how would you rank our cameraman's work today, Manny?
I would have to give them a 10 out of 10. Not only are they not missing the action in the water, but they're giving us some, Brazil in all its glory. This is what you will see on the beaches when it's sunny in Brazil. This is why it is very tough as American to get your visa to come to Brazil. They don't want anybody coming in here as easy as a walk in the park. But ladies and gentlemen, it's all about every little aspect of Brazil, and especially the waves and the action here in Brazil's Itacoatiara for the Itacoatiara Pro. Sponsored by Pride, Uzike.com and Net. Manny V here now with Steve Action Jackson in the hot seat. It's been an amazing day of action, even though it's been small waves.
Smaller waves today. Great action going on out in the water. Lots of people on the beach enjoying the sun. And I've been enjoying some of the food today. How'd you like that acai earlier, Manny?
You know what? If Aussie was on the screen, I'd be talking about Aussie right now. But you know what? We have Alex Leon with the winner of the last heat. Alex, where you at, brother?
Tough one, eh? Right down to the last minute. Managed to just snivel through and get that last 8-point ride.
Yeah, I knew things switched at the end. I couldn't barely hear. I just needed. I knew I needed a good score. I wasn't happy with my score so far, and then this peak came. I was like, I'm gonna get everything that comes. As far as a set, try to get a good score here. I missed out a second roll on a good wave, and that kind of hurt my overall score. And I just want to complete the row, and I did it at the end. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, and then we saw Alex get that last left too. We were waiting for scores to drop there, but it wasn't quite enough. So you managed to clinch that, which is now you moved into the quarterfinals, and you take on fellow Brazilian Eda Luciano tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be a good battle. I think tomorrow is, the last day is the day. If you make it to the last day, that's the day that counts. Everything's already the past. Everything passed, and just gotta focus on the last day. And Alex's last wave was out of the competition area. I was waving and all that, but they scored it anyway. But he took off on that wave, the other side of the flag. So if you put a flag, you gotta, But anyways, I'm stoked. That his wave didn't count, and it's all good.
Yeah, we saw that. It did go out of the area, went towards the rocks, so it was out of the competition area, but we still don't think it was enough to beat you. You managed to do this in Chile. You got all the way to the final. I bet you want to take it one more further at this event, especially being in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, this is a very special event. Very, very special. I'm playing at home. I have the crowd with me, and I just want to play nice with the vibe, play positive, and I hope it'll be a better waves, better score for me tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. We'll let you go. We'll see you tomorrow, Tamiga. Well done. We'll take on Eda Luciano tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Back to you boys in the booth.
Wow, there's the reason why he was waving his arm out after the horn has sounded. There are flags situated on the perimeter of the beach where this is the contest area. You catch a wave on the outside of that flag, that score should not be scored. And that's what Guilherme was talking about. Again, this guy knows the rule book inside and out. And we've mentioned it, Guilherme, a fierce competitor. Congratulations. He's going into the quarterfinals, facing off with the winner of this heat.
There's been a couple of instances, Manny, where we've seen that throughout the course of competition. That's part of being a smart competitor. You got to make sure that you're inbounds within line of sight of the judges, or else you're not going to be scored, and you can lose valuable waves, valuable points, and it can cost you a heat.
Oh, actually, you know what? I take that back. we are going to see GT face off with Brazilian Eder Luciano, and that's going to be a sight to see. Two Brazilian contest machines going head to head in the quarterfinal number 3.
Well, while we were away with that interview, you saw a couple of quick cutaways to waves out in the water. A quick wave exchange from Jose Otavio and then Mark McCarthy. It looked like Mark McCarthy scored the better of the two, actually scoring a pretty lengthy barrel ride on a small wave, and then hitting a finishing maneuver at the end. Waiting, it looks like he got a 6 on that wave, so a solid score there from Mark McCarthy. That's going to increase his lead over that on that top spot.
Wow, you're right. Right when you sat in here, you said it did slow down a little bit, but you know what? There are still sets rolling in. We're going to see a few more big sets roll in through this 30-minute heat. This is the last heat of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a few points we want to hit on after the end of this heat, so don't go anywhere. We want to make sure we want to fill you in on a couple things before we take off and come back bright and early, 7 a.m. in the morning, with quarterfinals 1 through 4, semifinals, and the final. And that is going to be the end of the Itacoatiara Pro here tomorrow. So make sure you tune in as we come down to the wire. Jose Otavio in the yellow jersey, now looking for a 5.46. Again, 30-minute heats, 12 wave maximum. Top 2 waves will be scored. 12 wave maximum essentially means the rider can catch 12 waves. Anything after that will not be scored. And we've seen a few riders come close to that in the middle of the day when there was a ton of waves coming in. But now Mother Nature's taking a little break.
Yes, she is, Manny. We've seen this throughout the course of round 6. Some lulls in between, but when the sets come, riders trading off waves. It definitely gets interesting. You just got to be patient out there.
Here's another look at Mark McCarthy's last wave right here. Here is where he knew it wasn't going to really barrel up for him to maintain that speed on the beginning, but he finds the pocket on the inside. Paulo Barcelos capturing all of that on his camera. And then he comes out of it, has enough time to go for an air roll spin. An ARS is what we call it in the bodyboarding world, and he pulls it all the way around. So great wave right there. 6-point wave for Mark McCarthy from South Africa. Shout out to George, who is tuned in Portugal, Nico in South Africa, and Manu in Portugal as well. Mark McCarthy, this guy is he's hungry.
There you can see the stats on Mark McCarthy, the 28-year-old from South Africa.
Here he is
and he's
again.
up and riding. Manny, there he is, driving down the line, trying to get around this section, and he's going to punch a roll through the lip as it was starting to section off. Sneaks in under the pitching lip and punches through for the roll. There you see Mark McCarthy paddling back out after that one.
All right, so he's hitting the gas right here, throw it into 5th gear and moving forward. 4.2 and a 6-point wave ride clocked in for Mark McCarthy as Jose Otavio just being very patient and relaxed, waiting for the bigger waves, it seems like. But Mark McCarthy, let's take another look.
Here's the replay of the Richards Bay local driving down the line, looking for the section, and it's little behind, but he manages to slip up under the lip, punches through, comes out, and there you go.
Mark McCarthy, nice solid wave right there to add on to his scorecard. Once again, welcome from Brazil. This is the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride. Uzike.com and net. Manny V here with Steve Action Jackson. We're going to bring it down to the wire with you. And you know what? I want to touch back on what happened earlier today. When I was down cruising on the beach, taking photos of the crew and saying hi to everybody, some girl came up to me. Hey, I drove 7 hours. I came to say hi and meet Jeff Hubbard. Not only did Jeff Hubbard spend time with her, but took her out for a personal and private bodyboard session. That was insane.
All right, up and riding. Jose Otavio punches a roll through that oncoming section as the wave closes out, and there he is, rides out through the white water. We're losing sight on a lot of our riders at this point in the day, and then you see him wash up on the beach riding through. It's like the Grammy days out there.
I wanted to finish off what I was saying about Jeff and the girl, Rafael, that rolled up. Let me put it in perspective. It's like rolling up to an NBA game and seeing, LeBron James and saying, hey, I drove 7 hours to say hi and get an autograph with you. Imagine LeBron taking time, saying, hey, let's go shoot some hoops after the game.
I don't see that happening.
Exactly, and that's why I love the bodyboarding community. These guys are all down to earth and very classy people. Here's another look at Jose's Octavio's last wave, punches through the lip, nice roll right there, and comes in to the inside. Did he pull it off? That was the question. I think he rode it out onto the beach.
Well, if you look at the last second, you'll see him off to the side of the screen, just
There
kind
he
of
is.
wash up onto the beach. Just kind of got lost in that inside soupy area. Plus, you've got the glare from the sun making it a little difficult. Fortunately, the judges have a pretty good view of the competition area. I'm sure they saw that.
Scores are still dropping in, and we are waiting to see how if Mark McCarthy can hold on to that first place lead. Jose Octavio, he needed a 6.45 on that last wave. And I know it's going to come into the 5 or 6 point range, so we're going to wait and see what the judges have to say as Mark McCarthy taking a look at this right-hander.
They can see Mark McCarthy scrapping into this one, and he's going to duck out just as quickly. He covered a pretty good distance of trying to get into position for that, but that wave just not lining up the way he liked. As soon as he took off, he saw what was ahead of him. He ducked out the back.
Coming down to the wire, if you are on Google Plus, check out the IBA World Tour profile page. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're coming down to the last 15 minutes of the event for today. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. This is live feed from the Itacoatiara Pro, and here we are in heat number 4, round number 6. This will be the last heat of the day, and we got some serious action going down. The local rider, Jose Otavio from Brazil, taking a look on this left-hander. Nice clean roll. Can he come around the section for another maneuver? He does. Goes for an ARS on the inside and struggles to pull that around. Not a very clean move, but a solid one nonetheless on the inside section right there. So that's it for his wave, Jose Octavio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked from, whoa, you look tiny on the screen. Súbete así. There you go. All right, I've been asked from the Ecuador bodyboarder who came to me in the early part of the competition and says, Manny, please let me say a few words. I want to pump up the guy who has pretty much the deep pockets in Ecuador and say, look, this is what we want to do. But first, Mark McCarthy up and riding, punches through the lip and rolls and rides right by Jose Octavio on the inside. So, pulmon.
Yeah, Manny.
All right, pulmon is what they call him back home in Ecuador. But you wanted to say something about, okay, we want to bring an event to Ecuador. As you guys are watching, Jose's Octavio's last wave, nice clean roll. He comes into the inside and does an ARS on with 0 projection and was able to pull it off somehow. So Pulmon here is with me as we look at Jose Octavio, his profile. This guy, wild card, definitely well-deserved as he's marching his way towards a final berth, hopefully, for his sake. Mark McCarthy, here's another look at his last wave, as you can see, finding the speed line and just has enough time to squeeze in one big move. That's a roll through the lip right there as he flies by Jose Octavio. So, Pulmon, tell us what you want to see come to Ecuador.
Well, thanks, Manny, for the opportunity. And I when 4 years ago doing the Ecuador 3 events to Latin America EVA Tourna, and I think this is a good possible to do a Grand Slam, no? And this time because maybe continue to the other contests in Arica, in Peru, and so I talked with Chico. Is a good possible, no?
Okay. Well, Chico is the the head judge, but we're going to put you in contact with Terry McKenna and
Yeah.
Greg Taylor. Those guys are the ones you want to talk to, and they're going to give you the information on what it takes to bring a Grand Slam
Perfect.
series or even a qualifying
Yeah.
series
Or qualify. Yeah.
to Ecuador. And the wave, tell us about the wave that you have in mind in Ecuador.
We're in Ecuador. We have a good crowd of bodyboarders, no, a lot of bodyboarders, good level, and so I tell you, 4 years ago to a qualified series.
Oh,
So Guilherme going to this contest, to the last contest. And, oh,
yes. All right. So we're seeing Mark McCarthy coming around the section right there, and we'll bring you a replay of that wave. But the wave in Ecuador, I saw a couple video clips that you showed
Yeah.
me. Definitely very contestable. Is it consistent?
it's consistent. It's a wedge. Yeah, we have a pier. It's coming. Oh, Mark.
Yeah, let's show you really quick what Mark McCarthy did. Probably his biggest and highest scoring wave of the heat. Big
Absolutely.
backflip right there and follows it up with a big roll on the inside. Mark McCarthy, he's
Good
on a good one.
combination.
He knows what he's up against with the Brazilian out in the water. So you're going to see a lot more fierce riding from Mark McCarthy with 10 minutes to go. So I will put you in
Yeah,
contact.
the swells of the north coming in the November to the early to the April, and so in this month maybe find a month we can do the contest now.
All right, well, there you have it. If we do head over to Ecuador, you saw it here first, and Pulmon will be driving the bus to make sure somehow, some way, a qualifying series or even a Grand Slam series can end up in Ecuador.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I'm crossing my fingers. I would love to go to Ecuador.
Yeah, Ecuador is a small country, but we have a good bodyboarder, a lot crowd of bodyboarders, and we have the opportunity to travel or to the contest, to the Grand Slam, and it's difficult, but it's so hard, and we do the work for coming of this event. It's important with the guys of Ecuador. No?
All right, well, Pulmon, thank you for the time and
Thanks,
good
Manny.
luck.
Thanks for the
get you-
opportunity.
No worries.
And go on. It's
Okay.
a good job, else you do. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you
Right,
very much.
thanks.
We'll put you in contact with Terry McKenna and Greg Taylor via Chico. So hope to see you in Ecuador.
Okay. We hope you.
All
See
right.
you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank-
Manny.
All right. Thank you, brother. Wow. Some serious wave exchange going on. Oh, wow. Out the back from Mark McCarthy. Look at that. 8.45 coming in with that big backflip into a roll on the inside. So Mark McCarthy, wow, separating himself from Jose Otavio, the Brazilian, the fierce competitor. Once again, welcome everybody. This is the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride. Uzike.com and net. Manny V here bringing you the live feed. We just talked to Pulmon from Ecuador. We'll see if anything were to happen in 2013. Very excited to hear what's in store for the IBA World Tour in 2013. Steve Action Jackson, you were standing by looking at all the replays and waves exchange going in between Mark McCarthy and Jose Otavio.
Some solid wave action going on out there. We've got scores dropping. Mark McCarthy scored an 8.45 for that aerial spin to roll combination. That gives him a combined 14.45 for the lead right now. Jose Otavio with a combined score of 11.43. He is chasing an 8.21 at the moment. There you can see the graphic on the board, what I just ran through. Look at the set coming in, Manny, up and riding Jose Otavio.
Look at this nice little gem on the inside. Finds a barrel on the inside. Nice clean cover, clean exit, and goes for an invert on the inside. Whoa! An 8.21, possibly. The judges are loving those barrel rides coming out with a maneuver at the end. Jose Otavio showing off what he can do out here at Itacoatiara.
And here's the replay. You can see him dropping into this one and just slides in under the pitching lip, scores a nice little nug of a barrel,
Clean.
and comes out tweaks it, solid invert off that end section. Great ride for Jose Otavio. That could potentially become one of his higher scoring waves in this heat.
All right, we're still waiting for that wave to drop on our scorecard. Rui Correa in Faro, Portugal. Thank you for tuning in. Eric, what's up, brother? Bodyboard Country, Cabo Verde. Hopefully we'd see you in Cabo Verde. Oliver has been watching from day number 1 and from this morning. Travis in Oceanside, California. It's about time we get some Cali boys in there. Give us a shout out on our Google Plus profile page. We got 6 minutes remaining, and I'll make sure I'll give you a shout out before we finish today's broadcast. Once again, Manny V here and Steve Action Jackson winding down today's competition with round number 6, heat number 4. But tomorrow we're coming back at you at 7 a.m. in the morning from Brazil with quarterfinal heat number 1. Take a look at where we're at.
Right now, 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes remaining. Mark McCarthy in the lead. I scratched that, Manny. An 8.88 for Jose Otavio on his last wave. Situation change out in the water. Jose Otavio, the Brazilian wild card, jumps ahead of the South African to take the lead with under 6 minutes remaining. How's that for a little shuffle in the situation out there?
The last 2 heats have been some of the exciting heats, back and forth, first and second, and we saw it again right now with Jose Octavio coming in with an 8.88 to take that first place spot away from Mark McCarthy. Now Mock is on the hunt for a 6.69. Plenty of time, 5 minutes to go. Mark just has to calm down, relax, and understand that a 6.69 wave is totally feasible if he can just relax and find it. But if Mother Nature doesn't deliver the sets in 5 minutes, then Mark McCarthy will be calling it an event in 9th place overall. But Jose Octavio, that was insane.
The Brazilians battling out, trying to stay alive in this competition, to continue carrying the banner for their home country at this home event, the only Brazilian tour event for 2012.
And there's 3 Brazilians so far situated in the quarterfinals. Uri Valadao will face off with Dave Winchester in heat number 2 quarterfinals. And unfortunately, 2 Brazilians will face off in quarterfinal number 3, Eder Luciano and Guilherme Temega. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a fierce heat. But tomorrow, we're starting it off right off the bat with an awesome heat. Ben Player and PLC. Pierre-Louis Costa and Ben Player, former world champions. Actually, PLC is your current 2011 world champion. Ben Player, multi-world champion, 2005, 2007. But here we go, out in the water. Jose Otavio taking a look at this one.
There you see him kicking into this one, driving down the line for speed, pulls into another barrel section. Then he closes. He tried to roll out of that, but he was unable to complete it.
Look at this. Mark McCarthy out the back, a 6.69. Is this going to be it? Finds the barrel, finds the pocket. Will he punch through that? He punches through that, but will this wave shape up for another maneuver on the inside? Yes, a roll through the lip. That could be that 6.69 wave Mark McCarthy was after. Woo!
So again,
back and forth.
Quick wave exchanges. We go through small periods of inactivity, and then we get back to back. Here we go, the replay for Jose Otavio. Pulls into the barrel section, comes out, pulls into another barrel section, but then it closes out on him. He tries to roll through the barrel. Just not enough power to punch through the lip and get that roll around, Manny. But a great effort there from Jose Otavio and a nice wave exchange from our riders out in the water.
Let's take another look at Mark McCarthy. He was able to find the nice, clean barrel. It looked like it was going to stay open for a clean exit, but it did pinch on him, and he was able to punch through it right there. Kicking and forcing his way through that whitewash. It looked like it was over, but that finishing off with that one move. Wait a second. Live action out the back. Jose Octavio. That was a great ride from Mark McCarthy, but Jose Octavio on the inside. Big roll. That was a solid wave right there. Mark McCarthy's last wave at 6.2. That was not enough to take that first place spot away from Jose Octavio. Mark McCarthy making his way back to the lineup. He has priority. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Interesting to see how Jose Octavio's last wave is going to score. Let's take another look.
Here you can see he's hitting a roll on the inside section. He had to spin on the outside to set up that wave. Actually, I apologize. he had the roll, then he had the spin, and then he got the roll on the inside. So he got a 3-maneuver combination off on this smaller inside wave. Yes, it'll definitely be interesting to see how this is scored with the judges. Meanwhile, Mark McCarthy up and riding.
He's still looking for that 6.69 wave. I don't think this wave is going to be it. It's a smaller wave. Wait a second. It's just build up on the inside. Going for an ARS right there. Pulls it off nice and clean, but I'm not sure it's going to be in the 6-point range. It was nice. It was clean, but the wave was a little smaller than some of his previous waves. Oh my, coming down to the last 2 minutes of the heat. Mark McCarthy is on the hunt. He's lost priority to Jose Otavio out there in the yellow jersey. Let's take another look at Mark's wave.
Here you see him holding a high speed line, drops down, looking for this section. The wave actually stands up a little bit, gets a little bigger than it initially was, hits right in the right spot, gets the rotation around, comes out right in front of the beach. And here you see Mark McCarthy just playing around, riding drop me.
No, that's a sign of I'm done. I don't think I can get back out there and find that 6.69 wave, but he had a minute to go. I mean, it
There's
takes
still a minute to go.
It takes about 30 seconds to get out there. I don't know if he realizes how much time he has, and that's very interesting and very uncharacteristic to see Mark McCarthy or any of the top 24 with that much time in their heat to I don't know, throw in the hat. But we'll see if he gets back out there. There's still 45 seconds remaining. Patty has been watching all 6 hours of this competition. Thank you for tuning in. And here we are, Mark McCarthy.
Mark McCarthy with a 6.53, still not quite enough for what he was looking for. Meanwhile, Jose Otavio improving his lead, 7.2.
I think he heard that Jose Octavio had that 7.